Okay, well, here we go, guys. Now we are on to our booties and our headband. So let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling. We are going to be using, for the booties, we are going to be using a 3.5 millimeter hook. We do want to make sure that one, you are making both booties on the same day, at the same sitting, if humanly possible. What happens is your tension changes. And when it comes to boots, shoes, or legs, if you're doing amigurumi, or ears, or anything that has to match, if you don't do it at the same sitting, one will be a lot bigger than the other because your tension is going to change. And we don't want that. You'll be very frustrated and not understand what you did wrong. And it's all about tension. Something else that we want to be aware of is that we're keeping our tension tight. We want this booty to be firm and to sit straight and nice and tight, which, by the way, is hard to do after we've been crocheting a dress with double crochets because it's such a smoother, more violin playing kind of crocheting, and this is a lot more amigurumi, very tight fit type of crocheting. So if you get a chance, sometimes it's better to do your dress, then come back and go ahead and do your shoes, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and, once again, 3.5, get your smaller one, and we're going to chain 10. And to help with my tension, when I'm working with that I want a lot of tension, I will wrap twice instead of just letting it sit. I wrap it one more time so I can make sure I really got that tension. Okay, 1. Okay, second chain from the hook. We are going to be placing 2 half double crochets in that stitch. And then we are going to do 7 half double crochets up the side. We are at 6 and 7, and we should have 1 stitch remaining. We are going to place 6 half double crochets into this stitch. Now, this pattern has got single crochets, half double crochets, and double crochets. So please be aware and pay attention to what I'm saying, because people have a tendency to go, oh, I know what we're doing, and move forward, and then you're totally confused at what is going on. So right now we're on half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 6. And then we're going to back up the other side. Tuck your tail if you can. Always tuck your tail, and I say it all the time just to help me remember and to help you remember, so you don't have to sew it in later. We're going to do another 7 half double crochets, back up this other side. Seven. Very nice. And then we're going to go ahead and place 2 half double crochets in this last stitch here. Now at this point, I typically use, I leave my tail untucked, and I'll show you why here in just 1 minute. So go ahead and place 2 half double crochets. I would go ahead and get a stitch marker also if I were you guys. It's going to help you guys out a lot because we are crocheting in the round. Okay, so the reason I leave this little tail here is that way I can pull it tight, get everything where I want it, pull it nice and tight, and then I clip it, and then I can pull it back, and that'll just suck that right back in there, just like that. And that's real nice like that. Okay, so now here's our first stitch right here. And before we attach it, let's go ahead and get our place marker in. I use this cord. I love it because your hook will not catch it, and you won't accidentally crochet a different color into your project. It's just sturdier and it doesn't split like yarn splits. So we're going to do 2 half double crochets in the first 2 stitches. So there's 1. That's the first one complete. And increase 1 more time in the second half double crochet. Now we're going to half double crochet 7 up the side. And 7. Okay, everybody. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do half double crochet increases, which means 2 half double crochets in 1 stitch. And we're going to do that 6 times, and that's going to take us up and around this corner here. One, 2, now my last one here. And that makes 6 increases in half double crochets. Now we're going to do 7 half double crochets back up the other side. Whatever's done on one side is going to be done on the other. And then we're going to end with 2 half double crochet increases, just like we started. And we are back here at the beginning. Okay, and so we should have 24 stitches. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was the last round, was 24 stitches. This is 34 stitches. I apologize. 34 stitches. All right, round 3. So we're going to repeat a combo of an increase. This is all in half double crochets. We're going to do an increase and then a single half double crochet. Increase, single half double crochet. We're going to repeat that 2 times. So we've got 1, 2, there's our increase, and then let's do a single half double crochet. And that's 1 set is complete. We have to do 1 more set. That is our second set. Okay, now we're going to do 7 half double crochets back up the side again. and 7. Okay, so now that little combo that we had done of the increase and then the single, we're going to do that 6 times around, which is actually taking up 12 stitches, right? So we're going to do this is all half double crochets, increase, single, increase, single. We're going to do that pattern around 6 times. Increase and single. There is 1. 2. 3. And we should be at the center point of our foot here, or our, yeah. 5, and then I'm on my last one, my last set. And 6. And we are now going to be doing, yes, you're right, 7 half double crochets back up the other side. We should have 4 stitches left, just like we did on this side. We're going to do 2 sets of that combo. So we have an increase and a single. And one more time, an increase and a single. Very good, guys. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we should have 44 stitches around, and we are doing half double crochets, back loop only, all the way around. So our back loop is going to be this one here behind, and we are going to do half double crochets all the way around with a total still of 44 stitches. What this is going to do is this is going to give us the turning part where we are going to transition from a sole to the side of the shoe. Okay, now we're back here at the beginning, and we can go ahead and get our shoe folded and see how that makes just a real nice wall. Just go straight up the side there. It's perfect. You'll see this done in a couple different ways. Sometimes people will do it back post. Some people will do a third bump. Okay, and then now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and single crochet all the way around. We are going through both loops this time. And let's go ahead and just, what a single crochet does is go ahead and bring and tights it tight, makes it nice and tight. So this is going to hold those sides up really well. Again, we're still going to have 44 stitches. This is the place to double check your count. Go ahead and count while you're crocheting before we start doing any reducing, so you know that you have the correct count to move forward, and if you're not struggling with why things aren't working out because possibly this very beginning here didn't have the correct amount of stitches. So let's just make sure we have our 44 stitches. That takes us back to our stitch marker. Okay, now we're back. Now let's go ahead and get our shoe back where it's supposed to be, because we are going to start shaping the toe. Okay, so I'm pretty positive this is the center of my shoe. What we definitely need to make sure that we get to back over to the center of your shoe. If you need to fold it in half, go ahead and fold it in half. I've actually found that for me, I have to, and I'm just going to go ahead and slip stitch. I need to slip stitch over 3. And that gets me to a really good place to go ahead and start the next round. Okay, so go ahead and move your stitch marker over. You should be in the very back. We are going to be in the back of the shoe in the center. It's really important that when you do shoes that now some patterns you're going to look at the pattern and it'll be offset. They might have you single crochet 4 on one side and then 11 on the other, and that's because they're accounting for that little bit of turn that happens when you crochet in the round. Okay, but this one doesn't, so we're going to slip stitch over and get everything correct right from the get-go. So let's start with, now this is where we're going to start incorporating single crochets and half double crochets and double crochets. So be aware of what I'm saying so that you do not get stumbled or crazy or anything is giving you a headache. We don't like headaches. Okay, so we're going to start with 11 single crochets. $11. Wonderful. Okay, so now we have some sets. We're going to do half double crochet 2 together, and then a single half double crochet and a single half double crochet. That is the set. Then we are going to repeat that set 5 times. So I'm going to show you half double crochet 2 together. Now, the way that you're supposed to do a half double crochet 2 together is wrap your yarn, go into one, pull it out, wrap your yarn, go into the next one, pull it out, and pull through all 5. Okay, I'm a fast crocheter, and that seems like I don't like that. So I'm going to show you what I do, at least that way you do not get confused if you're watching me crochet and go, wait a minute, what is she doing? This, I have not found that it affects my projects at all, not the height or anything. But it's up to you, of course. If you're used to doing it the other way, do it the other way. If you would like to embrace my way, embrace me, girl, boy, let's get it done. Okay, so I just wrap once, and then I just do it as if I was doing a single crochet 2 together. I still have height, but it just is a little smoother for me to do, and we have 2 together. Now we're going to do a single half double crochet and a single half double crochet. Okay, so that is one set, right? Half double crochet 2 together, half double crochet, half double crochet. That is one set right there, those 3 stitches completed, or 4 stitches from the beginning. We are going to do this a total of 5 times. So I need to do this set 4 more times. That is 2 for me. And 3. and 4, and 5. Now we want to do one more half double crochet, 2 together. Remember, what we do on one side, we have to do on the other. So we started here with a half double crochet, 2 together. So we want to go ahead and end with a half double crochet, 2 together. Okay, and then, yes, correct. We're going to do 11 single crochets. We're going back down to single crochets. 'It takes a little getting used to crocheting in those slip stitches, but you'll get it. This is the only time we have to do that right now. So, like I said, we just wanted to get to the middle to a good starting point. Okay, good job. Here we are. See, our toe is already starting to come down and in. And if crocheting with enough tension, it should be, see, all held up and everything is nice and firm on its very lonesome. Okay, so this one is a little bit more confusing because we're going to throw in double crochet 2 togethers as well. So we're going to start with 12 single crochets. 12 single crochets. We're going to do a half double crochet. We're going to do a half double crochet 2 together. And then we're going to do double crochet 2 together 4 times. We're going to wrap our yarn. We're going to go into the first stitch. We're going to come up. We're going to pull through 2. So we're doing a half of a double crochet and then another half of a double crochet. Wrap our yarn, go into the next stitch, pull through. We're going to only pull through 2, and then we're going to pull through all 3. That is 1 double crochet 2 together. Let's go ahead and do it again. Wrap our yarn, go in, grab our yarn, pull through 2, wrap and grab it, wrap and pull through 2, and then pull through all 3. That is 2 completed. We're going to do that 2 more times. And that is our 4th. Okay, now we're going to go back up the other side with exactly what we had done on this side. So we're going to do half double crochet 2 together. A singular half double crochet. And then we're going to do 12 single crochets. Okay, and we should be back at our stitch marker, and we should have 32 stitches. Now, if we're having some trouble, the previous round should have been 38 stitches. 38, now we're at 32. Okay, here we go again. Single crochet, 11. Okay, half double crochet, 2 together. Okay, and now the double crochet, 2 together, we're going to do that 3 times. This one now is the double crochet, so we'll pull through. We're going to do half of that stitch, another half, and pull through all 3. That's 1. And 2. And 3. We're going to do a half double crochet, 2 together. When you're working a toe like this, you do want to keep this really tight. And if that means folding your project in half, fold it in half. Whenever you reduce, you want your reducing to be tight. So come back, pull it tighter at the very end. If not, you're going to have a very ugly stretched out stitch. And nobody wants to see that at all whatsoever. Okay, so now we should have 11 single crochets back up. My screen keeps going dark, and I'm hoping that the recording isn't, but it's worrying me, so I'm glad I noticed. I hope you guys didn't miss anything here. I needed my sleep screen is definitely not long enough. I had to reboot my computer, so that didn't make me very happy at all. So I apparently need to go and fix that. Okay, so at this point, you are more than welcome to fasten off. But here's what I've ran into in my years of experience working with babies' booties and giving them as gifts and making them for my granddaughter, is that babies lay like this, right? And they kick, and what the first thing they do is they will kick slippers and boots off every time. And it is hard to even get a photo out of it because just by nature, that's how they move their feet, like that. So I try to always find a way to incorporate a tie around a boot so it can just snug up just a little bit. Just so we don't want it tight. They're not running around on it by no means. But just something to help keep it on so you can at least get your cute little picture before they kick it off. So I'm going to show you guys, this is not in the pattern. I'm going to show you guys how to make this little strap. And I use this sticky Velcro. It is, I don't know, I got it at Amazon, but it's like this. And so for smaller items like this, I don't even use the soft side of the Velcro. I only use the real rough side of the Velcro because the sticky will stick to the yarn like this. And this hard part actually sticks right to the yarn. And see, can you see? It's not going anywhere. But yet you can peel it off. Like I said, this is not, I probably wouldn't do this. And I would reinforce this with glue if I was making, let's say, slippers or booties or something like that for a kid that's mobile, for somebody, or you know, anybody else but a baby who's literally laying there. So that makes your job just a little bit easier. So if you guys don't want this little strap, you do not need to do the strap. This could be the ending of the shoe right here, just like that. Okay. Again, like I said, you're going to be upset and you're disappointed because you can't even get a photo shoot with the dang slippers on the baby because, and so also what's nice about the Velcro is that this gives, it can either hook way up here, or you can pull it nice and tight and bring it down there, and you don't have that second strip of Velcro stuck here, where that has to match at a certain exact spot. This can pretty much go anywhere you need it to go so that it looks cute. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to explain to you how to do the right. Oh, I'm going to actually, because I did my right foot, I'm going to explain to you how to do I'm going to do the left foot, but I will explain how to do the right foot as we go. Okay, so you might just want to jot this down so you can do whichever one because you got to come back and make another one anyway. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so for the right foot, we're in the center here, and I'm going to slip stitch 9, which is going to get me over here. Okay, all of the rest of this instructions are exactly the same. Let's just, so the right foot, you slip stitch 9. For the left foot, we're going to slip stitch 20. And so I will meet you in just one moment here. Okay, I'm on my left foot, so I'm at 20. You might be starting with your right foot, so slip stitch 9, slip stitch 20. Either way, doesn't matter. Same. The rest of this is going to apply. We're going to chain 12, nice and tight. Okay, and then we're going to slip stitch. We're going to skip this first one. This one's always got to be skipped. And we're going to slip stitch back down, so it'll be 11 slip stitches. $11, and let's slip stitch back into the stitch that we had come out of to begin with. Okay, and now we slip stitch back around to our stitch marker, whichever length that may be. Okay, very nice. So here we are. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make this really pretty at the top here. So let's go ahead and cut us a decent tail here and pull this through. This is done in basket making a lot, and it makes a really sharp looking edge. You know how we usually slip stitch, pull, chain, whatever. This just looks real sharp. It looks very finished. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go to this second or very first slip stitch is what this is going to be. From the back, come through the back, we're going to create this last stitch and come down. And then not where we're coming actually out of. See, that's this one. or that's, yeah, no, we're not going into this one. We're going into the one it's coming out of, that our yarn is coming out of. And we're going to go in the middle of that and then down. And then we're going to pull this. And now we just made a stitch right there. See how nice that looks? Very good. And then we're going to go ahead and just sew our ends in. We got both of our booties. Let's go ahead and get our bow done. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my white, and I will meet you back here to do the bow. Okay, we're ready to do our bow. And we're still with our 3.5 millimeter hook. And we are going to chain 10. Second chain from the hook, we're going to single crochet all the way down. So it should be 9 single crochets. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I love the squeaky sound that yarn makes with your hook. And I know that I'm crocheting tight. It drives my daughter nuts hearing it. It's like chalkboard sound to her. Nails on a chalkboard, but I'm like, oh yeah, it's nice and tight. Okay, and then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do that one more time. We should have 9. Okay, chain 1. Turn our work again. This time I want to go ahead and go all the way around. We want to put 2 single crochets in each corner. We don't want to do 3 because 3 would make a nice square point. And if you want your bows to be square, then you put 3 in that corner. I did round corners like this. So that's the difference between 2. You always have to have 2 in there. You have to have 1 for this side and a stitch that's going on this side. If you put a 3rd stitch in there, it'll give it a point if you want to have pointy bows. So I'm going to go ahead and start here in my first stitch. We're doing the same thing, but we're just not going to stop this time. We're going to go ahead and just go all the way around the bow. Okay, and then in the corner, I'm going to put 2. We're going to do 1 down in here. And then in this corner, I'll put 2. And we're going to go ahead and tuck. In fact, I'll show you 3 real quick while I'm here, because I can pull it out. So see the difference in this corner and this corner. But back to 2. And then go ahead and tuck. That way we're not sewing nothing in. I know when you guys are first beginning, you're going to completely forget to tuck because you've got so much other stuff going on in your head. But try to be aware of it. Tell yourself, dang it, I forgot to tuck my tail in, because you will be so much happier once you can remember to do that. And if you remember, we want to go ahead and leave that hanging somewhere so that we can pull it tight and then trim it so it'll suck back in there. Okay, another corner, and we're back around. There's our 1 in there. And we only did 1 on this, so we got 1 more. We owe it 1 more. And then this time we are going to do a slip stitch because we want to go ahead and get that attached real nice and pull that through. Okay, now we're going to leave a long tail so that we can tie our bow together. Okay, so I'm going to pull it out. I'm not chaining one. I don't want any height on that. I'm going to come around here. Pull it tight. Sorry if my hands are in the way here. Trim it. And then I can pull it back. Very nice. Okay, so there should be a nice looking side, and that's where your last single crochet row is showing. So make sure that you want to kind of fold it a little bit like so. And what I do is I take this long tail and I bring it in, and I'm just going to move this to the center of my project here. And I kind of have a thick needle here for this. Kind of verify if that's where I want it to be. That will be okay. And I'll go ahead and pull that through. Okay. Very nice. So now I want it to look like this. So my pretty part is out. And we're going to wrap. When you're working with two things, have it sitting right next to you so that you can go, oh, that's too tight. You see what I'm saying? Or one bow is going to be real tight and you didn't pay attention, and then your bows aren't going to look the same, and we don't want that either, right? It happens. That's why we want to try to keep working. When you start your second booty, have this booty handy. When you get your sole done, set your sole on it and go, oh no, apparently I was doing that, my tension too tight or too loose, and try to adjust before you get an entire booty done. Now, once we wrap and we feel like we have enough wraps, maybe one more here. You can take this and just kind of thread it through here and it will hold. We're going to glue it on anyway. So it should hold. So I'll leave a little tail so it doesn't unweave, because then that way my tail, see how I left a little tail there? That way my tail, because I'm going to glue them on. So, and again, we're going to go ahead and use my 3-in-1 glue. And then we're going to go ahead and just glue it. Now, these bows, I just glued it down like that. See how very flat around the toe it is. But when you're done, you're more than welcome to pop this, of course, pop that out. So don't glue the whole thing down, the whole entire bow down, unless you want that bow to sit like that all the time. And it will, if you just pop it down and that's how you present it or you gift it that way, people don't know any different. They're probably going to keep it like that. Okay, so that is how you're going to do that. And we're going to go ahead and just put some glue on the back, and we're going to glue that here on the toe where we want it to be. We're going to use the other boot or slipper as a reference to make sure that we have so that they're in the same spot. And we'll get that done, and once we come back, we will do the headband, and you guys are just about done. Okie doke. All right, I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. We'll grab the red that we used for our sleeves, and we'll do our nice headband.